Hello, my dear students. Today's lecture will be destination development and planning in tourism infrastructure. In today's lecture, I would like to share with you what is it destination development and planning, the importance of tourism infrastructure into development of destination, and key components of tourism destinations and destination life cycle of model. It's now a new concept of today's lecture, and steps in tourism destination planning I will introduce with different stakeholders role, sustainable destination planning, and challenges, of course, I will introduce to you. Purpose of today's lecture to provide in-depth understanding of destination development and planning in general, and with the concepts of tourism infrastructure, which is related to tourism infrastructure development. After this lecture, you can understand properly the concept of destination planning and development, how you can analyze different stakeholders' role in destination planning and development, identify different challenges which is related to this topic, and evaluate different cases which can be important to understand properly today's lecture. Firstly, let me introduce to you new theme of today's lecture. What is it? Destination development and planning. Destination planning, it includes many different forms, which is related planning or strategy or managing, such as economic development planning, land use planning, or infrastructure planning, or social service planning, all of them divided by groups. Goal. Why is important? Purpose of destination planning, it attract firstly tourists. It can be enhance quality services and also improve visitors or travelers experience, enhance, of course, local economics. And destination development, how it can be divided by level. It can be firstly role of infrastructure can be identified by development planning, and also processing of destinations development, and also infrastructure, one of the key foundation of planning of destination. That's why in this lecture, in this unit, it's planning and development of planning. It's very crucial to understand. Key components of tourism destination, it's firstly primary components. What is it? It's attractions, activities, different cultural heritage, infrastructure, and also natural resources. It's primary components of tourism destinations. Secondly, it's secondary or additional components. It includes infrastructure, accommodation, transportation systems, etc. And final, supporting services. It means that visitor information or visitor center, tour operators, and security services, etc. Destination life cycle model. What is it? We can say that Butler's tourism a real life cycle. It means that in this slide you can say that all destination development or evaluation of destinations can divided or can be started at the beginning of involvement, exploration, and it can be second level of development. After that, consolidations, and the normal level, it can be segmentation. After that, it can be divided for several levels. It can be down or up. It depends on planning, your planning or destination infrastructure planning. That's why it's very important. Managing destinations through different life cycle stage, very important, and you can understand this concept very properly in this situation. Steps in tourism destination planning, it's firstly situation analysis. It means that first step to understand infrastructure, development of infrastructure, or development of tourist destination, you should or as a like policymaker of tourism industry or stakeholder of this sphere, you should firstly analyze whole situation in destination. Secondly, vision and goal setting. It means that after organizing your situation, identify your situation, you should uh, create your goals. Your vision depends on your situation, depends on your resources. Thirdly, planning and infrastructure and facilities. It means that in destination level, I am considering these steps. It means that planning for the infrastructure and facilities depends on your resources. First, marketing and promoting. How will be you promote or integrate, implement your services or destination in general? Fifth, it means implementing of development plans. It means integrating the other, like doing like step by step your steps. And final, monitoring and evaluating its final stage to identify your challenges, your problems, your issues, and how should you do next step. It's very important. Stakeholders role in destination development. It means that all stakeholders very important in the development of tourist destinations, because without stakeholders collaboration, it's not possible to to identify real situation. And engagement is very important. That's why it's government bodies, private sectors, local community, engagement of local community, and NGO, non-government organization or other organization can be like very important. Of course, without tourists, it's not possible to identify our problems, our planning, our goals or mission. Sustained destination planning approach, its principle of sustainability, which is related environmental protection, social cultural respect, of course, and also economic viability. All of them, like together, it will be one like a real balance to do your destination like properly, very well or successfully. Second, strategies for balancing tourism development with environmental conservation, and also use of the environmental impacts of assessment, very important, because without environmental consideration it cannot be identified properly. Challenges in destination development and planning, it's first over tourism or mass tourism. Second, it's environmental degradation or commodification. Thirdly, infrastructure funding and maintenance. It means that its funding is needed very high. Firstly, it's coordination between stakeholders or implementing policies in different level or gaps. And finally, climate change and also risk management in destination planning. It's also another challenges for tourist destinations. Case study which is very like successful was in destination development or destination planning, it's Costa Rica, because they are mostly focused on sustainable tourism, ecotourism, and they are doing very well. And best examples, Dubai it's mostly focused on smart city, and their infrastructure is very like high level, and they are focused on more smart or urban tourism. Kazakhstani tourism, it's they are focused mostly mass tourism. Astana as a, because it's planning as a modern or contemporary city or urban. And finally, it's Bali, Indonesia. They are mostly focused on community engagement and also cultural preservation, which is also one of the way to be more competitive destination planning. In this lecture, I explained to you firstly the concept of to development of infrastructure in planning and development of this tourist destination. Secondly, it's the role of tourism infrastructure for the development of tourist destinations, and the role of different stakeholders, how it will be advantages for the stakeholders, and some cases and challenges. I explain it to you properly, and to understand properly, you can read additional reading. And thank you so much for your attention. Have a nice day. Bye bye.